Welcome back to another live and amplified livecast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we are here at CMA Fest 2024. We got Taylor Ray joining us. How's it going today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I'm super excited. It's always really cool with these festivals, kind of meeting especially new artists that I don't always get a chance to meet. And, it's hard to stay on top of everything on Instagram and all that stuff. So it's like I could find all the new artists, but it's really hard to stay on top of it, and I'm glad we kind of crossed paths and we're able to get you on here.
Yeah, me too. I know there's so much content out there right now. It's hard to sift through it all. So no, this worked out really well.
Can I get you? Yeah, just right on the mic. Sorry about that.
You're good.
No, that's cool. So, for anybody that's kind of getting to meet you for the first time, can you introduce yourself and where you're from and what you're about?
Yeah, so I'm from Canada, actually, and I moved down here about a year and a half ago, and just kind of been riding that Nashville wave a little bit. But yeah, I'm obviously country artist. I grew up singing with my dad and ended up here, which is kind of special. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Whereabouts in Canada are you from?
From Alberta. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so go Oilers.
Is that East Coast or West Coast?
It's West Coast.
West Coast? Okay.
Yeah.
I do a lot of interviews with people from Toronto. Seems to be the go-to, but then I've started having some more people that are out on the West Coast as well, on the western side. I'll say the western side, maybe not necessarily the West Coast, but
totally. No, the west of Canada is beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm going to come up there, but then I'm always worried about the snow and all that, because I don't like. Even though I'm from Chicago, I don't really like the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's.
I wouldn't recommend winter.
Yeah.
But if you go in the summertime, it's great.
Yeah. So like August, July.
Yeah. Nice. June to August kind of deal. Yeah.
Nice. And so you said you've been in Nashville now about a year and a half, and did you start releasing music before you came to Nashville, or was that like more once you got to Nashville?
Yeah, I've been releasing music for a few years now, and I think it just got to the point in Canada where I was like, I didn't know what doors I was going to knock on in a way that will be more impactful than I had in a certain way. And I think I wanted to level up. So I think coming down here and surrounding yourself with the best is kind of the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. And you mentioned you just released you said it was an EP?
Yeah.
What was that process kind of like?
Yeah, it was kind of a couple years in the making, and then we wrapped it up with a song called Honest, which was just very kind of straightforward and really to the point of who I am. So I think that was the perfect way to kind of wrap up one of this kind of milestone project for me. And now going into the next one, I just feel very settled in who I am. So it's kind of nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And so that's been out. What's the feedback been? Or what's the feedback been like? Sorry.
No, it's been good. The singles that were on the EP have kind of come out over the past couple years. So I've been able to kind of see that live reaction, which has kind of led me to the point of knowing the direction that I want to go down and kind of should go down, and kind of validating to see the music that I've always wanted to make being received so well.
Fair enough. So it's always been country music? That's always kind of been your passion?
It's always been country music. Yeah, I grew up singing country music with my dad, and it just kind of stuck.
Nice. Who were you listening to when you were growing up in Canada?
Everything.
Yeah.
Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks, Martina McBride was a huge influence for me. So kind of that whole crew back then.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then you'd also mentioned that you got a new project dropping in next. Wow, it's hard to believe it's June already.
It's hard. I know. It's awful.
It was May, and then I was like, oh, it's like a month to my birthday. Cool. And then it was like my birthday came and went, and I'm like, oh, it's June already. Oh, I've got to go to see it. Oh, and like everything just rolled out so quickly. And
it's crazy. Yeah. I know the year has been flying by. But yeah, so I have some new music dropping in July that I'm super excited about. So it'll be kind of a little bit more soulful infused because I love that kind of music. And I'm really pumped about it.
Would you say this new... so this is leading to another EP, correct? Would you say this new set of recordings and music is a little bit more authentic to who you want to be as a musician?
Yeah, I think so. I think this past project, it did so much for me, and I obviously being able to see kind of where I love the spaces that we went in certain songs, and then being able to take from that and kind of figure out, in a way, you're experimenting, right? And I think you're always experimenting to a certain degree, but coming out of that, I I was very certain on the kind of music I wanted to create, and so this next stuff is very dialed in on that, which I'm really excited about.
Nice. Did you start writing this new project when you were in Nashville, or have you been working on it longer than that?
Yeah, I started writing the project at the end of last year and kind of through the first couple months of this year, and then we got to recording pretty much the same time that I released the EP. So it's kind of you're trying to soak up a moment while still looking to the future. It's funny in the industry that way, but it's great.
Yeah, it's kind of how it is.
It's how it goes.
So how have you been liking Nashville? You've been here a year and a half now. Do you feel acclimated with it yet?
I mean, I don't know if you ever feel that way here.
That's fair.
Because it's all just moving so fast.
Yeah.
But I think, definitely ending up at CMA Fest this year. And there's so many things that I've always wanted to do that I've gotten to do in this past year and a half. And so I definitely feel like it made sense for me, to come down here at the time I did. And I always think maybe I should have done it earlier, but you just never know. It's when the timing's right, it's right,
For sure.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned that your parents were, right? Your parents were heavily, you were listening to country music with your parents?
Yeah.
Or was it your dad?
I grew up singing with my dad.
Yeah.
And we have like this big karaoke set up. And so we were always the karaoke house. So my whole family and I, we all sing, and it's super fun. Whenever I go home, we still do that.
Nice. And how you try and go home often, or is it not quite that easy with the customs and all?
It's definitely trickier because my schedule is a little bit crazier, but we kind of meet each other at different shows and whatever. When I'm back in Canada, one of them will fly out and stuff like that. And I was just home for a couple days. So it's, lots of back and forth.
Nice. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So outside of music, what do you like to do? What kind of, when you need to take a break or step away from things, what are you into outside of music?
I mean, it's tough. I feel like music becomes your whole life. Back home, I would ride horses. Yeah. But lately, I just go for walks and stuff like that. I've been really into British Bake Off lately. Nice. I think it's just sometimes you just need that thing to shut your brain off, and that definitely does that.
For sure. I don't know what it is about all the cooking show. I don't necessarily watch the stuff that's on Netflix or on there, but I'll go on YouTube and just start watching baking channels.
Totally.
And it's I need to get back into cooking. Maybe I will be less stressed if I start cooking.
Oh, I'm the worst when I watch those though, because they're making these beautiful things, and I'm like, I could do that. I absolutely can't. I can barely cook chicken without burning it.
Fair enough. I've had this idea in the back of my head since I'm from Chicago, it's I can make my own pizza. I can do this. I tried to make it once and I burnt the crust, and I'm like, how do you the pizza wasn't even made. I was just trying to prepare the crust, and it was ruined, and I'm like,
you can't win them all,
Dang it. Oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But so you're obviously an outdoorsy person. You said you like riding horses when you're back home and whatnot. Was that something else that your parents got you into, or did you kind of find that one naturally?
We're a hockey family. Okay. So I grew up playing hockey, and then around grade 8, I didn't want to play hockey anymore, and I wanted to ride horses, and that was much to my parents' dismay. Yeah. So obviously I got into it, but I was really the only one in my family that was into that end of things. Nice. So it was pretty funny, but I love it. It's awesome.
So has Nashville brought you over to the Predator side, or are you still?
I'm still an Oilers fan, but I will cheer for the Predators. If I go to a game, I'll cheer for them. But if it was Predators versus Oilers, I'm going Oilers.
I got you. Fair enough. Fair enough. I tried to get into hockey when I was younger. I was a Blackhawks fan, but they would black out their home games. Mm-hmm. Since we were from Chicago, they would black out their home games, so you had to go to the stadium to watch. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
I know. I feel like Nashville does that a little bit here too. Yeah.
And so I watched for about a year, and then it became cool to be a Blackhawks fan because they started winning. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
And so I am currently a free agent. So, You're
a free agent. Well, the Oilers are going to the Stanley Cup Finals, so that's a good bandwagon.
Right. you know, it's I keep telling everybody I'm a free agent hockey fan, but I haven't watched in probably about 20 years, so who knows?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to go to the pub and watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. But if anybody wants to check out your music, any of that fun stuff, where's the best place to find you?
Yeah, so you can find everything at TaylorRayOfficial.com. And then that'll lead you to my Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of jazz.
Awesome. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention? Did we miss anything? And
I don't think so. I think you hit everything.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you enjoy your CMA Fest. Oh, that's what I want to ask. What are you looking forward to the most here at CMA Fest? Is there like a show that you're hoping to catch, or?
I mean, probably the whole weekend will be super fun and packed out. But right now, I'm most excited to get up there myself and in taking that moment. I'm trying to just enjoy it, you know.
Nice. What stage are you playing on?
The spotlight stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll have to try and catch that if I have a few minutes. So.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will catch you all later.